Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do some team reviews and look at viewers teams, check if they have a good team for this season, if they can improve it, and what changes they can do. If it's good enough, I won't change anything, but if it needs improvement, I would probably ask them to do them. Now let's start with Fear, and he's having a Saiyan team or a Goku team with some Saiyans. So for the Z tier, it's not funny to be 14 star. You should have 14 starred him when the event was up last week. It's really bad if he's just red 2. He's gonna struggle. I wouldn't really advise him. Same for this Broly. He need to be 9 star. 7 star can work, but if you can 9 star him, it would be perfect because he's gonna struggle a little bit. Let me see what you have as Z tiers. You do not have too many choices, sadly. That Gogeta might work. Let me just check his kit. And this Vegeta, you need to do his event too, because you have an original story event where you can farm him like every day. There is a daily, and you can 7-star him. And yeah, I don't know when it returns, but it was up during the Saiyan Saga Part 2. So yeah, when he comes back, please do his event because he's a good Z tier. And let me check the Vegeta or the Gogeta right now. What is his kit? Defense is not too high. 30% damage cut. I would advise to add this Gogeta as your Z tiers. And also, if you can Z1 this Caulifla, at least get her to Z1 with the USTR. I would advise her to put her as a second Z tier because your Nappa is not good enough. And if you cannot, maybe you can add this Goku Black actually. He has a very good kit. He has 30% damage cut and he can heal himself. So this too can be your Z tier. The problem is I do not have the Z abilities. This Goku Black is gonna buff your your UI Goku, sorry, but the others are not gonna be super helpful. This one you have to put him for sure. This Gogeta, it depends. If you can Z1 this Caulifla, you might put her. If you cannot, you can put this Gogeta, and you should be good with your team this season. You do not have the best Z tier, and Nappa is not 14 star, so we have to do what we have, and that's basically the 2 Z tier you're gonna need. Ignore the Kaba in the team, it's just my character. We go to Fuji, same thing. He has more of a Sun Farm than you, he has more Sun Farm Z abilities. If you have one of these two, you might be able to use them. You have enough Saiyan Z ability, I believe. Daima Goku, what is his Z ability? Let's check quickly. It's Sun Farm, Weapon Wielder, and Saiyan. It's not the best. So what you're probably gonna do is when you bring one with Z tier, you're probably gonna switch either the Daima Goku, either this free to play, or the Kakarot Goku, because where's the Kakarot Goku? Because I do not buff the team, and you already have 2 characters that do not buff the team, so it's gonna be a struggle. So if you bring your 2 Z tier, probably switch 2 of those, and you're gonna try like that. You do not have too many choices, so that's basically what you do. You can use still the EX Purple Gohan if you want, and just have one of Rose or Gogeta. And other Saiyan Z tier you can use is basically this purple Goku. Of course, he's a Goku, so he's gonna get the HP buff from the team. So if you have this guy 9 star, I would advise to use him. He has 20% damage cut, which is good, and he's gonna be a Goku, so he gets the HP buff from the Kakarot Goku. That's basically it. If you can do this, to do that. If you cannot, you can do Gogeta plus Rose, or you can do the Gohan plus the Goku if you have them both 9 star. You can also do the Goku plus or the Gohan plus the Rose. Rose, of course, is not the best unit, but he's gonna be pretty tanky, so he's not gonna die on you. And if you do not have Rose 9 star, you can use the what's his name, the Gogeta, because he's tanky too, and you're just gonna use them as tank unit. Now let's get to Zoyu. He's using a similar team to what I used a couple of seasons ago. Let's do that so you can see it. You need to friendship your Z tiers, they're low friendship. Your team is pretty decent. You might want to change the Trunks or the Broly, change one of them. You remove the Trunks, you don't need him, and you put probably the Super Gogeta to Zenkai buff your Goku, or you're gonna put the Dragon Fist Goku if you have him to Zenkai buff your Goku. You remove Trunks, don't need Trunks, and all the others are fine. So let me recreate your team. We're gonna do sagas from the movies. You're gonna have two Z tier, which is gonna be the Tapion plus. I would advise Trunks or Broly. If you can friendship Broly, you would do that. If you cannot, you can use Trunks, that's fine. Or you can use the Vegeta or Trunks, both are good. And for S tier, you're gonna have this Bojack, who is fine. You can also have this Great Saiyaman if you want to, instead of Bojack, and you can do that. You remove Bojack and have Great Saiyaman. He's a pretty good Z tier. Plus he's gonna Zenkai buff your Tapion, which I assume is in A tier. So you can have both of them. You can have the Gamma, who is probably lower tier. But where is the Tapion first? So you can do that. And I do not have Goku, so ignore that. We're gonna have our Gamma. Where is the Gamma here? If you do not have Dragon Fist, you can put the Super Gogeta, of course. We have Gamma. I do not have the Goku, so ignore it. But you can put, for example, Magenta. If you do not have Super Gogeta, you can put Magenta plus Goku. You can also put the Bojack if you do not have the Great Saiyaman, and it should be fine. Just be careful, Strike Team are not the best this season, but the team is gonna be alright, I think. Now let's get to the next person, which is Regen. Okay, I basically remade your team. You do not need all three of these guys because they are A tier. One of them is gonna go out for the Green Trunks. Probably I'm gonna keep DKP, he's the best one. And if you can remove the yellow cell too, I would really advise it and put someone else who is better. For example, you can have LL Kid Buu. He's not the best, but he's fine. Blue Zamasu is decent, although you have triple blue, so probably not. Actually, the Zenkai cell here is gonna Zenkai buff your cell. He's gonna Zenkai buff your Super Buu, and he's gonna have some good blast stat even if he's strike based, and you can switch him to blast. You can even keep him to strike since he has the Zenkai buff for himself, and this guy can have a double offense ability, so you're gonna be flexible. If you do not have him, you can use a blast regen character, for example Omega. If you have him 9 star, you can put someone else like the LL Piccolo. He's gonna be decent. You can put this Red Ribbon Army Piccolo if you do not have anybody. What else you can do? This green is fine, but you already have Trunks, so probably not. Yellow Baby, if he's at least 9 star, he has a double defense ability, so it's gonna be helpful even if he's strike based. You can also have in 8 tier if you want to. Who else? The Garlic Jr. If you have him, of course, he's pretty decent. And any other thing? This guy is good, but he doesn't have the regenerate ability. But you have full powerful opponent. Although you have triple blue, so it's gonna be a struggle. I would really advise the purple cell if possible, if you have him, of course. Other than that, in S tier, if you have the Piccolo Jr., it would be really advisable since he's a super strong character and he's S tier. If you do not have Piccolo Jr., well, just put one of the ones I recommended. And let's say you have purple cell here, we're gonna put him here. And now we removed 2 A tier, so your boost is gonna decrease, but we're gonna add an extra Z tier because you only have one Z tier in your team. You're gonna need another one. I would advise this blue baby. Now this blue baby is gonna be Zenkai buffed by the other baby, but do not put him in like weak fight or strong fight, sorry, like the hard one. And do not put him in fights with a lot of green unit because he can take a lot of damage. If you can, I would add boost the defenses to 30 for the Super Buu and the defenses for this one to 32. If you can, that's fine, it's not a big problem. And that's basically it for Regen. If you do not have this guy 9 star, probably use this guy as your second Z tier if he is 9 star. If you do not have either, maybe use this guy as the other Z tier. He's not the best, but at least you're gonna have 2 Z tier. If you do not have good 2 Z tier, probably use another S tier, and you have this free-to-play Piccolo. He's here, and you can even do the blue Kamikolo if you want to, or this free-to-play Zamasu. He's not good, but at least you have 2 S tier. It's not gonna be the best and not optimal, but it's better than not having any S tier or Z tier. I would recommend Blue Baby first if he is 9 star. Now let's get to the next person, and it's gonna be Aang. This movie team. I mean, it's not the worst, but you need to remove Goku Black. Goku Black is useless. Add the Blue Gamma instead of Goku Black because he's the healer for the team, and he's gonna be in B tier, I think. So we're gonna add the Blue Gamma, which is gonna be here, and Garlic Jr. is decent. Remove Bootanks too, you do not need Bootanks. Even if you had decent GR abilities for PO, he's more blast based than strike based. Let me make a cut and come back in a second. I made the team based on what you have, so I'm gonna go like that. This is Goku, the LL, not the free to play. And if you want to put Super Gogeta or Dragon Fist or the Zenkai buffer instead of Magenta, you can. You're gonna need Z tier, you do not have Z tiers in your team. You're gonna have this Tapion who's super solid and super good in game. I used them before in the previous season with movies, I think it's 2 seasons ago. And you're gonna need a second Z tier. If you have this Broly, he's really good. If you have, of course, this guy is at least 7 star. This guy can be used if he's 9 star. Just put him in a row where there's no one below him, so like that. No one is below him, for example. Or you can use this Trunks if you do not have the Gohan. I would use Yellow Broly in priority, or this Raisin, than Yellow Broly. Other than that, you can have this Vegeta. You can have this Cooler if you have nobody. And that's basically it. You're gonna need your Z tier. And now you can make this team. And hopefully it's gonna go well for you. Now let's get to the next team. And it's gonna be... I think it's a troll team. Yeah, Rose told him no full Z tier. We're gonna ignore it. I think he talked with him in a top discussion. Let's go to A-Dog. What he has. Well, it's the same team as me basically that I'm using this season. Pretty cool. Nothing to complain about. Actually, yeah, get your friendship up if possible. And it should be cool. The first team is gonna be pretty good, and you can use the same targeting most likely as me this season. And the second team, what is it? It's a hybrid team. I think the hybrid team is a little bit better. Just be careful with this Gohan here, the EX one. Try to not put anyone behind him because of the cover change. So if you are using the movie team, don't put anyone behind him. Because of the cover, he's gonna lose too much HP. Now let's get to the next team, which is gonna be good. Team is decent. I would switch out this Vegeta. He doesn't buff Saiyans, as you can see here. Let's go to Saiyan red character, and he's not gonna be super helpful. If you can use a Zenkai buffer for your number 1 Vegeta because he's not super tanky, I would advise it. So if you can have the Super Vegeta here and Zenkai buff your Yellow Vegeta. If you do not have Super Vegeta, you can have Yellow Bardock. Actually, Yellow Bardock is better, but yeah, one of them is gonna be good. If you do not have both, you can use this Yellow Super Saiyan for Goku as a Zenkai buffer for Yellow Vegeta. Your Z tier are decent, your team is decent, nothing to complain about, just switch out the red Vegeta if possible. For here, we're gonna have GT. I'm not sure, I don't think this green Trunks is Z tier, so you're gonna switch him out for a Z tier. Actually, if you can have the one of the EX baby, it's gonna be decent. And we're gonna have in Z tier the 2 babies that are GT. Or actually, if you can have this Rildo, I would use him instead and have this 2 Z tier for my team. For the S tier, your team is blast based and this guy is more strike based, so do not use him, remove him, and either put this Yellow Vegeta, who is much better, and he is blast based actually, and he's super good in GT, so you can use him as your character. Or you can use this guy. I mean, He's not the best, but at least he's blast based. He does take a lot of damage, so be careful. However, he have one counter, which is good, and he gets Zenkai buffed by Baby. So probably use one of them if you want an S tier instead of the yellow. And other than that, Bula, we do not need really Bula. It's not a must, but double healer to be safe. It's good. Uh, the Trunks is not needed. He's not Z tier, I believe. If he's Z tier, sorry, you can put him instead of Rildo. Now for DB, you have only one Z tier because they do not have choices. Let me check how many S tier you have, and I will tell you which one is better between DB and GT this season. You're gonna have Tambourine and Piccolo Jr. You only have two S. I would really advise to add this Bulma if you are using DB, so you can do this and have triple S and be safer. If you do not have Bulma, you can add this Chi-Chi. I assume you don't have Jackie Chun because Jackie Chun is probably top 3 best DB character. Of course, if you have Jackie Chun, you can add Bulma and Jackie Chun. But let's say you do not have him, and you're gonna go to A tier here. We're gonna have Launch, super good character. We're gonna have the Roshi because HP buffs, and for Z tier we're gonna have our Roshi here. We're gonna have also the free-to-play Bulma you have here. She's not A, she's probably B or C tier, so we're gonna have him here. And you put back to power. Decent team. Actually, this team is gonna probably do better in battle than GT, but GT is gonna have more boost. I might use GT if you switch out the yellow hair, the Shenron for the GT Vegeta, and the Rildo for the GT Trunks. If you cannot use Dragon Ball like this one on screen. Now let's get to the next team, and it's Majin Buu Saga, and your Z tier are super bad. Let me see what you can do first. Okay, for Majin Buu Saga, actually, you would really want to go blast base, especially this season because there is super hard fights. I assume you have a high star Majin Buu Saga with the star that you have on Super Saiyan 3 and the Fusion Super Vegito. So if you can do the Buu duo in your team, it would be so good. They're amazing character in battle. Let's see if there is any good S tier Majin Buu Saga here. Not really. You have this Videl. She's more strike based, but she can be used for some battles, and she's gonna be a decent in battle. She can attack 2 timelines, so she's gonna get decent Z abilities in terms of defensively. It's not the biggest problem. I wouldn't really use this Goten. You're gonna need Z abilities for Majin Buu Saga. For A tier here, you could use this guy if you do not want to use Videl and you want more of a blast based Z ability. This guy is super good in battle. Other than that, probably I would advise this 18. This 18 is a debuff unit, support unit, and she's gonna have a blast attack Z ability. Let's go to B tier right now. You're gonna have the fusing super Vegito that we're gonna add in a second. B tier, anything else? No. You have the Evil Buu, and we're gonna add the Fusing Super Vegito. I do not have him in my box, but he has equal stats, so he's gonna be fine. And he's gonna be Zenkai buffed by this guy, so it's gonna be pretty good for you. For Z tier, we're gonna put the 2 other characters. The ones that you have are super bad. Look at this Videl here. She has super low defensive stat. Even if her kit looks good, she's gonna die quickly, so we're not gonna put Videl. We're gonna actually put the Dabura. If you use Majin Buu Saga regularly, I would advise to boost him to 30. And this Dabura, he's gonna have 25% damage cut as you see here, and he's gonna support your allies with damage. Plus, his Z ability is pretty good. It buffs red and green blast attack and defense, so your Shin here is gonna get some Z abilities, and the other is gonna probably be this Evil Buu or Super Buu. He is pretty decent as a Z tier, even if he doesn't have the Z abilities. And that's basically it for Majin Buu Saga. Add your Fusion Super Vegito, and here, if you do not want Videl, you can switch her out for someone else. Other character that you can use instead of Videl, maybe if you want an A tier, maybe Buhan can work, and he gets the Z ability from this guy. You can also use these guys if you have them. They're pretty decent. and they can heal highlight a little bit. Even if they are strike based, they have the blast attack Z ability, which is good. You can have Ultimate Gohan if you want to. It's just you're gonna have one less S tier. I think that's why you put the Videl. And that's basically it. You should be good enough for this season. If you want to use the strike base, you can use your team. You can continue using that team, but just switch the 2Z tier to these two guys. The Videl and Super Saiyan 2 are pretty bad. Look at this Super Saiyan 2. His kit is like awful. Uh, his defense are pretty low. And he has only damage cut versus Vegeta, which is not really good. We're gonna have Soup. Shield is not good. Your team is pretty good, just switch out Shield for someone else. Let's look at what you can use. Z tier, we're gonna go LOE slash Frieza Force. Since both can be used, you have a lot of Frieza Force Z abilities, and it will be better because Shield, look at his stat, not even 150k, and yeah, he has nothing in his kit, so you're gonna remove Shield, and probably you're gonna need this guy because you have him. And I would use Yellow Broly if you have him. He's pretty decent. He has a 30% damage cut, and he's gonna be decent in battle. He double defense himself, so it's good. And his movie, so he's gonna buff this cooler if you use both together. If you do not have him, maybe you can use this Vegeta. If you do not have Vegeta, use this Raditz. If you do not have Raditz, probably use this Nappa if he is 14 star. And that's basically it. Let me see if Edo Frieza Force has some good S tier you can use in your main team. You can use this guy if you want. He's pretty decent, just the Z abilities are not gonna be super helpful for the Ultra Frieza that need Ultra ability, not Z ability that need LOE. But yeah, if you want, you can use him, otherwise your team is good, just switch the Z tier, sorry. Now let's get to the next team, which is Raul. Same as Fuji earlier on and Fear earlier on. You probably need to switch your Super Saiyan to Gohan, and your EX Gohan is only A star. Maybe you're gonna need to switch him to. For the Z tier, you can use the Vegeta if you have him. If you do not have Vegeta, you can use someone else. You also can use this Goku, since he's a Goku, he's gonna be a decent for your team, and he's gonna have 20% damage cut. You're gonna have the HP bot from Kakarot. If we do not have Vegeta or Goku, you can switch him out for someone like the Rose. He doesn't have the Z abilities, but he's gonna be fine in battle with 30% damage cut, and he heal himself. You can also have this Gogeta as an option, or this Raditz if you have him at least 9 star. If you can 9 star this Gohan here, the purple EX that you have for your team, I would advise to do that because A star is not really great. So if you can 9 star this guy, please do so. Have the Goku if you can. If you cannot have Goku, maybe have the Rose instead. So this Goku I'm talking about. Now let's get to the next team, which is Vax, and it's the last team on Discord right now. Pretty cool team, good Z tiers. Blue Baby and the Super Blue Baby can get Zenkai buffed by the other baby. You have the Cell who is only 7 star. If you can use the other purple Cell, I know you're using 21, so the Ultra Cell gets some Ultra ability. You can use this guy with this guy together. I would advise it, even if he's strike based. He's gonna be okay in terms of strike attack Z ability. With his Zenkai buff, his own Z ability, and this guy giving a double offense. And you can even switch him out to Blast in some fights where you need to go full Blast. That's fine because his Blast attack is pretty high. Now, I know you want to use Ultra Cell probably, that's why you have him in your team. But if you can switch him for Piccolo Jr. and you have Piccolo Jr. at least 9 star, I would advise Piccolo Jr. because he's a much better character for this season since because of the boost. And this Cell is actually not the tankiest. I saw a lot of people struggle with him. However, he's gonna be super good in battle regardless. He's an Ultra, so do not worry too much. Now let's put back our Ultra Cell, which is the character you probably want to use the most. And the others are pretty fine for me. Team is pretty good. You can use this purple Cell if you want to. If you want to use the green 21 still, you can switch out the Super Boo or the Piccolo. That's fine, and you're gonna have an extra Android ability, and that's basically it. Now let's get to Twitter. We have Doomjita here. He has Sun Fam and Universe Rep team. He wants to use Sun Fam this season because he never used Goku or Kaioken Goku. I think he means the Sparking 7-star. For the Kaioken Goku, I had some people complain about him dying quickly. There were 7 stars, so be careful with that. And I'm not a big fan of Tontan team anymore. It's just, I think it's just a handicap. And you're probably gonna need to use the Blue Gohan instead of Tontan, which is currently in C tier, probably, or is he in B tier? Yeah, this guy, he's a healer for Sun Fam, so he's gonna help your team a little bit. And he's not the tankiest, so if you can put him in the team and add someone like this Fitku, who is actually Sun Fam too, and he can Zenkai buff him, it will be good. It will be a good combo between them. The only problem is he doesn't buff Sun Fam, so we're gonna do that, and we're gonna do the Fitku. I do not have Ultra Gohan, so I can talk about him. You're gonna have the Goku, which is gonna be a decent. It's gonna be. I don't have Goku, so let's put someone placeholder instead of him. Let's put this guy. He looks like him, so why not? You can have the Beast Gohan in your team. I'm not sure he does have the Sun Family ability, but I assume he does, so you can put the Beast Gohan and other characters in S tier that are Sun Fam. Let's check it out. We're gonna have. This guy, does he buff Sun Fam? He does not. And you're gonna have, I guess you're gonna have this guy because you want to use him. This guy, he does buff movies and hybrids, so that's fine. He does have a Zenkai buff, so you can do that. And I assume you have the Beast Gohan, so you can put Beast Gohan. And you're gonna have 2 S tier. You're gonna have a healer. You're gonna have the Fit Ku. And for Z tier, you can put the EX Gohan, which is this guy. He does both Hybrid Saiyan and Sun Family, which is good. And you can have this guy as another Z tier, but just be careful as always. Try to not put characters below him because he's gonna cover and die super quickly. That's the team I probably use if I was using Sun Fam. I wouldn't use the Tontam. It's not super useful. And you can put your Beast Gohan here. You can switch out some character if you want to have another super character. You can switch out, for example, the Great Saiyaman for the yellow Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. Does he have the Sun Family ability? He doesn't, but he has the Saiyan one, so it's fine. You're just gonna miss some Z ability on the yellow Gotenks, so be careful. You probably need to use the Great Saiyaman. It's a better combo, probably. Since he can buff movies, which is the Goku, he can buff hybrid, which is the hybrid characters. Doesn't buff this guy, but that's okay, because he is having a Zenkai buff himself, and he's Zenkai buffing your main healer. Of course, if you want to use the Goten, you can still use him as a healer, and you can switch out someone like Great Saiyaman again, and put the Goten here. He's gonna be a good support and a secondary healer for your team, for the Gohans most likely, which is this free-to-play and the Beast Gohan. That's basically it. Now let's look at the Unirap team, which is this one. For this one, let's go back to my team because we have a similar idea. I would actually use Champa over Rosie. This Champa is gonna get the HP buff from this Kaba, and Kaba can buff Green and Universe 6. The Yellow Angel Frieza is not gonna get too many Z ability if you use the exact same team. So you're probably not gonna use Kale, and you're not gonna use Caulifla, because I think you do not have Caulifla here. Yeah, you do not have her, sadly. You can use the Blue 18 over Berserker Kale, in my opinion, she's a little bit better. And let's go to Unirap here, and you want to use the Blue 17, I guess. Blue 17 here. I wouldn't use Blue 17, I would use the Blue 18, because she's gonna Zenkai buff the Kale if you want to use Kale. If you do not want to use Kale, you can use Blue 17, that's fine. Double Blue is enough, going triple Blue is not necessary. For S tier, what you can use is, you want to use the Purple Kale, I believe, so you can put her here. That's fine. Any other S tier? Probably the Topo, that's why you have him in S tier. That's okay. You're gonna remove this hit because you don't have a Universe 6 team anymore. And you're gonna have the yellow Angel Frieza, I guess, which is gonna be here. And that's okay. You have double S tier, triple S tier, one Z tier. You can add another Z tier if you want to. If you do not want, you can. If you do add another Z tier, you're probably gonna use the Kale as a healer, not the Green Angel Frieza. Or you can do that actually. You do that. Put Green Angel Frieza. You go here. You have double healer. Green Angel Frieza is gonna get HP buff by Kappa. And he's gonna buff your yellow Angel Frieza. You have your Champa as a Z tier, and you can add another Z tier here for Unirep. You don't have any, so you're gonna do that. If you want to use Rosie, still you can use her, or just get this Caulifla to Z1, and she's gonna Zenkai buff this Kefla, and you're gonna be fine. You can put Rosie back if you like Rosie, and that's basically it. That's what I'm gonna use if I use pure Unirep, but of course I'm gonna use this team, and I will do my gameplay next week on it if you want to watch that and see how they do before you play, and maybe it's gonna be more conclusive for you. So yeah, next Saturday is gonna be my gameplay. Thank you very much for watching, have a good one, and goodbye.